In this video, we're going to solve rational equations. So the steps to solving a rational equation is to factor all the denominators if necessary and find the least common denominator of all the fractions present in the equation, list the values that make the least common denominator equal to 0, and these are the restrictions on the variable, multiply both sides of the equation by the least common denominator, simplify each fraction. This should result in an equation with no denominators. Solve the resulting equation, and then we want to check for extraneous solutions, and those would be values that you found in step 2 that make our equation undefined, and then we want to check our other solutions in the original equation and then state the solution set. So in number 1 we have 4x divided by x plus 3 minus 12 divided by x minus 3 is equal to 4x squared plus 36 divided by x squared minus 9. So step 1, we want to factor all of the denominators. So I'm going to rewrite this as 4x divided by x plus 3 minus 12 divided by x minus 3 is equal to 4x squared plus 36 divided by x plus 3 times x minus 3. So now we have a least common denominator of x plus 3 times x minus 3. So for our restrictions, we know that x cannot equal negative 3 or 3 because they would make our equation undefined. So x cannot equal 3 and x is not equal to negative 3. So now we want to solve this. So we're going to multiply everything by the least common denominator, x plus 3 times x minus 3. And in our first fraction we have 4x divided by x plus 3 times the common denominator. So our x plus 3 factors will cancel and we're left with 4x times x minus 3 minus 12 times, and we have x minus 3 factors canceling, so we have times x plus 3 is equal to, and both of our factors cancel in this fraction, so we're just left with the numerator, 4x squared plus 36. And now I want to simplify, so I'm going to multiply 4x through the parentheses, so I have 4x squared minus 12x, and now I want to multiply negative 12 through the second set of parentheses, so I have negative 12x minus 36 is equal to 4x squared plus 36. And now I want to combine my like terms, so I have 4x squared minus 24x minus 36 is equal to 4x squared plus 36. And now I'm going to subtract 4x squared from both sides, which will eliminate the 4x squareds, and I want to add 36 to both sides. So I'm left with negative 24x is equal to 72, and then x is equal to negative 3. And now we need to check and see if negative 3 was on our list of restrictions, and we can see that it is. So negative 3 could not be a value that solves the equation, so we're going to say we have no solution. In the second example, we have 5 divided by 6x squared plus 18x plus 12 minus x divided by 2x plus 6 is equal to 1 over 3x plus 6. So the first thing we're going to do is factor our denominators. So we have 5 divided by, and we can factor a 6 out, so we can rewrite 6x squared plus 18x plus 12 as 6 times x squared plus 3x plus 2. So we can write it as 6 times x plus 2 times x plus 1 minus x divided by 2 times x plus 1 is equal to 1 over 3 times x plus 2. And now our least common denominator is 6 times x plus 2 times x plus 1. So our restrictions in this problem are going to be x cannot equal negative 2 and x cannot equal negative 1. And now we multiply by our least common denominator. So 6 times x plus 2 times x plus 1. And in our first fraction, the least common denominator is going to cancel with all the factors in our denominator. So we're left with 5 minus, we have an x in the numerator that's going to carry down, and then we have 6 divided by 2 is 3, and our x plus 1 factors cancel, and we're left with times x plus 2 is equal to 6 divided by 3 is 2, and our x plus 2 factors cancel, so we're going to multiply 2 times x plus 1. And now I'm going to simplify. So I have 5 minus 3x squared minus 6x is equal to 2x plus 2. And now I'm going to move everything to one side of the equal sign. And I'm going to move everything to the right so that my x squared term is positive. So I have 3x squared, and then we have 2x plus 6x plus 8x, and then I have 2 minus 5 gives me minus 3 is equal to 0. And then this factors into 3x minus 1 times x plus 3 is equal to 0. And now we set 3x minus 1 equal to 0 and x plus 3 equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 3. And then we add 1 to both sides and divide by 3, so we get x is equal to 1/3. Now, we can see that negative 3 or 1/3 weren't on our restriction list. And now we need to verify our answer by plugging in our x values found into the original equation. So we have 5 divided by 6 times 1/3 squared plus 18 times 1/3 plus 12 minus 1/3 divided by 2 times 1/3 plus 2 is equal to 1 over 3 times 1/3 plus 6. And when you do the arithmetic, 1/7 is equal to 1/7. So that means that x is equal to 1/3 is a solution to our equation. And now we're going to plug negative 3 in. So we have 5 divided by 6 times negative 3 squared plus 18 times negative 3 plus 12 minus negative 3 divided by 2 times negative 3 plus 2 is equal to 1 divided by 3 times negative 3 plus 6. And when we put this in our calculator, we would find that negative 1/3 is equal to negative 1/3. So x is equal to negative 3 is also a solution to our equation. So now our solution set is negative 3 and 1/3. And that's our video on solving rational equations.